Cool. All right. So in that last video, we had our setup right here. We were, talking about a triangle out in the first quadrant. What I want to do in this video is I want to find the coordinates for point A. That's my goal. Okay. So I kind of copied that triangle out there, and the important bits are that I have an angle C right here, and this little segment right here has length B. What I'm going to do to find these coordinates, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to drop a little altitude. Okay. I know that this thing has coordinates. I know it does. All points out there in space have coordinates. We're just going to call that XY. That's what I'm after. I want to know the coordinates. Well, the X is going to be this distance right here. Now, to figure out that distance, as it relates to angle C and side length B, to figure that out, I'm going to have to do cosine of angle C. All right. Cosine of angle C is going to be adjacent over hypotenuse, where the adjacent, all right, hopefully you're seeing what I'm doing here. The adjacent side is going to be whatever this X value is right there. All right. That's my adjacent side is X. All right, that corresponds to that X coordinate up there. That's what I'm actually after. So it's adjacent over hypotenuse, which is B. And then I can take this equation and solve for X, therefore solving for my X coordinate. All right, if I multiply by B, I'm going to get B cosine C is equal to X. Bam, I got it. I needed that. All right. If I want to find the Y coordinate, it's real similar. To find the Y coordinate, that's the one that's related to sine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say sine of C. All right, sine of C is going to be opposite over hypotenuse. So the opposite's going to be this vertical distance, which corresponds to Y. All right, it's Y. I guess I can, I'm not going to label it. That's Y. That's my opposite side over my hypotenuse, which is B. And then again, if I multiply through by B, I will have solved for Y. So I get B sine C is equal to Y. All right. So now I know X is B cosine C, and I know Y is B sine C. Hopefully this kind of reminds you of what we did for redefining sine and cosine. Whenever when we talked about the unit circle originally, it was to define sine and cosine in terms of points, all right? In terms of points out there on the unit circle. Well, what this is, we're thinking of this point as a point on some circle where the radius is B. All right. So yeah, it's kind of a weird. It's another way of defining the coordinates for points. All right. It's called polar coordinates, is what it is. So we've got our X and Y. Therefore, we have our point. We have our coordinates for point A here. So I'm going to write that in here. The X coordinate was B cosine C. All right, remember, X is related to cosine. And the Y coordinate was B sine of C. Nice. All right, what I'm going to do in the next video